You've seen them everywhere, right? At-home infrared saunas. They're popping up all over the place, marketed as this little personal slice of heaven for wellness and relaxation. But what if there's a really critical safety piece that most of us are just completely overlooking? Today, we're going to look at this through the eyes of a master electrician. You know, the person who actually sees what's going on behind all those pretty wood panels.
And that, right there, is the whole game changer. This one quote from an electrician with 20 years in the business just reframes the whole conversation. See, it's not just a warm box. It's a complex, high-powered piece of equipment, and honestly, just getting that is the first big step to making sure your wellness tool is actually safe.
So let's be real, why do we want these things in the first place? Well, the appeal is obvious. It's the dream of having your own private spa, right? A personal retreat where you can just shut the door on the world and melt away the stress of the day, all without leaving your house.
And I mean, look at these claims. They're incredibly tempting. Who doesn't want better sleep, or deep relaxation, or less stress? Of course we do. These are the benefits that are driving the whole trend, and for good reason. That feeling of gentle, penetrating warmth, it's amazing. But that's just what you see and feel on the surface.
Okay, so now it's time to pull back the curtain, because what you see, that beautiful, calm-looking spa, is just a tiny fraction of the story. The real action, and yeah, the potential risks, they're all hidden from view, tucked away where you'd never think to look.
What I love about this is the contrast. On the one hand, you see the aesthetics, the gorgeous wood, that gentle, calming red glow. But behind the scenes, it's a whole different world. You've got a complex network of wiring, powerful heaters, transformers, and something called electromagnetic fields, or EMF. Every single one of those hidden parts has to work perfectly, not just for the sauna to be effective, but for it to be safe.
So what in the world is EMF? It's not some mysterious, scary force. It's just basic physics. Anytime electricity flows through a wire, any wire, it creates an electromagnetic field. Your phone has one, your TV has one, your fridge has one. It's just a totally normal part of our modern, plugged-in world.
So, if EMF is literally everywhere, why are we singling out saunas? Why does it suddenly matter so much? Well, it all boils down to one critical factor that completely changes the safety game: proximity, how close you are. Just think about it for a second. Your microwave produces EMF, sure, but you don't stand there with your face pressed against the glass for half an hour. You sit on the couch, feet away from your TV. In our everyday lives, distance is our free, built-in, invisible safety shield. But inside that sauna, poof, that safety shield is gone. You are sitting on purpose, just inches away from the heating elements and all that wiring. This is exactly why the engineering of the sauna itself, how it's designed to minimize those fields, is so incredibly important. So what's the magic number? What should you be looking for? Well, the gold standard for a properly engineered low-EMF sauna is a reading under 1 milligauss. And listen, this isn't just some marketing slogan, it's a real, verifiable measurement. The best companies aren't just hoping their saunas are safe, they're testing, they're shielding their wiring, and they're redesigning their heaters specifically to hit this target.
All right, but here's a hard truth coming straight from the pros. You could buy the best, most expensive, lowest EMF sauna on the market, and it can still become a high EMF hazard if it's installed the wrong way. This is where those well-intentioned DIY projects can go really, really wrong.
And these aren't just made-up scenarios. Electricians see this stuff out in the real world constantly. They find melted connectors because of the intense heat. They see people trying to run this power-hungry machine on a flimsy little extension cord, or breakers that just trip over and over because the circuit can't handle the load. And the scariest part? You might never even know about the massive EMF spikes happening because of a bad ground, but your body is still sitting right in the middle of it.
And this really brings us back to the entire reason you buy a sauna in the first place, right? You're investing your money in a tool for your health, for your well-being. The very last thing you want is for that tool to put a huge strain on your body or to become a fire hazard by stressing your home's electrical system.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem. We know what can go wrong. Now let's talk about the solution. How do you do this right? Here is a simple, straightforward checklist from an expert to help you make a choice that is both safe and smart. First thing, demand to see the numbers. Ask for independent, third-party EMF tests. Don't just take their word for it. If a company gets defensive or won't show you, that's a huge red flag. Second, make sure they're using quality heating panels designed for low electrical noise. And third, and this is the one that will save you so many headaches, plan the electrical part first.
Talk to an electrician before you even buy the sauna. Find out what your home can safely handle.
And if there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this right here. The sauna itself is only half the battle. A professional installation isn't some luxury add-on. It's a critical part of the system. Getting that clean power, a safe ground, and the right dedicated circuit, it's completely non-negotiable.
So as you're thinking about adding this amazing wellness tool to your life, or even as you use the one you might already have, just ask yourself this one simple question. You've invested in creating a sanctuary for your wellness. Have you done everything you need to do to make sure it's also a sanctuary of safety?